and Empire's Beastyqt. This is going to be absolutely sensational. I cannot wait to see how it all goes down. But let's get straight to the point and introduce these two players. Spawning in the bottom right position of Whirlwind, the blue Protoss player from Team Dignitas representing the UK. It's BlinG. And his opponent spawning in the lower left position, the orange Terran player from Team Empire. It's Beastyqt.
That's right, and for anyone wondering why Madals is going to be talking quite a lot this game, I've had to make a self-sacrifice for esports here, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, there was no room in this game for me. There were only room for 2 out of 3 of us, so Madals and Baker have joined the game, and I've had to bow out, which means Madals is going to be solo casting this particular game because I'm not physically inside. Super sad times here, but it does mean we get to cast as much as possible for you guys. And for what it's worth, I am actually in another game. I'm in game number 2 of Feast versus LiveZerg, with Feast 1 game ahead. So I'll try not to interrupt Madals too much, but if I have an update on the score there, I will let the stream know.
So, what we've got going on at the moment in this game is just a 1 Rax coming out at the moment from Beastyqt, 1 Gate from BlinG. So, being a PvT, these two need to be a bit more cautious because there's lots of really nice timing pushes. Be interesting to see what Beastyqt utilizes in terms of the early and mid game. Whether he goes for Widow Mines, I know it's something that can be very, very effective against Protoss players. Whether BlinG goes for any nice big pushes. They are spawning in the close by ground positions, so that is something which, or rather in the horizontal spawn, so they can try and utilize that. BlinG getting up to gas fairly early on here as well. When they take their expansions, that's going to be one of the key things to note. The first gas coming down for Beastie now. And this is all just very early game. Of course, late game, PvT is still very much the same. It's all about what the Terran player can get out in terms of army composition. The balance of Vikings and Ghosts is critical to engage any forces. BlinG, though, he's got a really good game against Terran. He always has. It's one of his preferred matchups, and he is really, really good at it. So, this should be an absolutely sensational series, and I just wish there was a space in the lobby for JoRoSaR to be in, but we'll try and grab him into game 2. So, currently we've got both players scouting out, trying to get a good look. Whirlwind, a very, very big map, and therefore what we need to see is both players being very proactive in scouting things out. Currently, no giveaways on really what's going on. We do have a reactor coming down on the barracks, but that's it. A Zealot going head-to-head with a Marine. Of course, the Marine very brave taking that fight. And now being forced to retreat. Beastyqt getting down the command center as I speak, so a quick expansion out of him there. Just getting the reactor down to pump a few more units. Meanwhile, back at BlinG's base, he's not really giving any of his cards away, just getting a sentry out for the time being. He's also got a pylon down just at the very edge of his main, so he can warp in onto the low ground, which is a nice little trick that is really, really quite effective, and is now just starting his Nexus. So, this is now going into the mid-game stages. You've got to make sure that you get everything coming together nicely, you work out what your tech path's going to be, and really give us some clues, because it's really hard as a caster to obviously predict when you don't see that much. But Beastyqt doing a nice job of trying to trap some of this Zealot Stalker harassment. Will be able to get down the Zealot. Now the Stalker will have to retreat. Not doing that much damage here. We can see the 2 workers have been killed by BlinG, but now the Stalker will be forced back for the time being by those Marines, and the natural base of the Terran player will be secured quite nicely. The first Widow Mine is in production. Also a Starport coming down. Of course, spawning in these positions, a Widow Mine drop into a natural base could be devastating. So that's something that is oh so important to keep an eye out for, and something that BlinG, I have no doubt, will be prepared to deal with. Of course, this map does also lend itself to drops anyway quite nicely. But what's this? We have got a proxy Stargate coming out just north of the natural base of Beastyqt, and this could be a very quick game. BlinG, he could get an Oracle out of that. He could just, well, he could do a lot of damage, so I'm really excited to see what he's going to do. And of course, there is very unlikely for Beastyqt to go up there, knowing that his opponent is spawning to the right. It's not somewhere you would genuinely go. So, will this be effective? We'll wait to see. Of course, the Widow Mine count slowly getting higher, just keeping producing them. They're very strong early game. The factory and the starport, of course, pumping out Widow Mines and Medevacs. No drop coming out yet. BlinG just keeping a Stalker outside his opponent's natural base, and that's really the point where Actually, you've got to just make sure that you know when your opponent's moving out. Here comes the Oracle, though. It is on its way, and yeah, this could do a nice amount of damage. There isn't really any Widow Mines placed by that natural mineral line. There isn't any Widow Mines. Where are actually the Widow Mines? They're just loading up, I believe, at the moment, into this medevac. So 2 Widow Mines and 4 Marines going over for the aggression. And, well, the Oracle just popped out onto the field now. BlinG already getting a second one on the way, really committing to this engagement, really committing to this aggression, but the Widow Mine drop could be very potent behind this, and of course, without the Oracles back at his base, he has got no detection, and with no detection, that means those Widow Mines can deny mining from the natural base for oh, such a long time. The Oracles, they could try and come back, but if they attack before then and lose their enemy, it won't work too well. Photon Overcharge being used, but the Widow Mine does borrow, the detonation goes off, gets a couple of probes. Meanwhile, in the main base, the other Widow Mine will also get dropped down along with the additional Marine. Will burrow, will detonate to get a couple more probe kills. Of course, the Oracles are out on the field for BlinG. He's already got the 2, a third one on the way. This is such a big commitment to Oracles. It is absolutely massive. 1 getting pulled back at the moment, potentially to go and grant vision, because of course you can't mine out of those bases, all while the Widow Mines are still placed down there. And of course, 1 more at the natural base off cooldown, gonna be able to get a couple more shots, and does get a huge number of probe kills. 10 kills on the Widow Mine at the natural, and 3 kills on the one in the main base, which is again off cooldown, and gets another nice detonation. So this is looking really, really nice. We've got drops coming down yet again of some more Marines. This is really not fun time for BlinG at the moment. He's lost the ground most now. 20 workers this game. That takes down 25 of Beastyqt, and that, well, is obviously very, very nice. But the Oracle is back there. It is granting some protection, so we'll be able to kill those finally. And oh, a good detonation. It gets a couple more probes before it gets taken out, and that is just brilliant. These 2 Oracles sitting by the proxied Stargate have done nothing, though. BlinG needs to be aggressive, because the longer he leads it, the Marine count gets higher and higher, and that in itself just means that ultimately Beastyqt could have a better time trying to defend this. The Oracles are now, well, we've got a warping of units. The Oracles haven't been pulled in yet. Is he going to be using those Oracles just in the head-up engagement? It's something the BlinG's teammate Dream likes to do quite often, so that's something I am keeping an eye out for. But yes, BlinG, he is certainly going to need to do some good aggression here, because otherwise he is quite a long way behind in terms of the economy. The 3rd orbital command is already morphing into Beastyqt as well. BlinG moving up around the bunker, though preemptively the SCVs have been called to defend that. The Oracle's trying to focus it down, but the repair is just so good. Force Field's absolutely perfect there for BlinG, and he will be able to take down the bunker, and this push is now starting to look a lot more scary. BlinG moving forward, trying to deal damage as best as he can. The SCVs getting called in that space, evacuation for Beastyqt, lifting up the orbital command. He's desperately trying to get out there. This push, I think, is so close. The Oracles have such high DPS as well. Everything is taking down by the breeze, and this is looking to be a major problem. Widow Mine drop. It would appear that Beastyqt is going to